Very good. Ron.
Okay. Pat, did you find out anything from Wes on the information he was wanting?
No, I did not reach him over.
Okay. He was basically on the signage project. He was needing language for the treasurer to be able to collect for any new address applications. At that time, I think there's a charge for permits and everything, and when we have any new address sign will have to be paid for by the applicant, and they need, I guess, language to approved by us. So I guess we'll have to wait till next week.
Yeah, I'm not sure what our process is now and what our fees are now, and so I thought we need to know that first. Also, you haven't bought all of them yet, and the county is paying for the first one, so I'm not sure there's a huge rush about it, but that's up to you.
Well, I don't know what the language would actually need to have, if it's an increase in the permit fee that will include the sign, or whether it's a separate fee on its own. So after I hung up with him, I had more questions and didn't get an opportunity to clarify that.
And I hate to admit it, I'm not sure if we have a fee for it now or not. So I think we need to find that out. But I have it down. I'll give it for you next week.
Okay. Any other business on that? We do have some tax roll corrections to sign.
I wonder, back to the 911 signs, I wonder if we ought to have some verbiage in like 2 years. The county will pay for 911 signs for 2 years. And then after 2 years, it will be on the landowner if the new house is built. Because the first question I say, well, how come you paid for all my neighbors, now you charge me?
It's going to be part of the fee, I understand. Not a separate charge, right?
Well, I'm not positive on that.
We need to find out more details.
Okay, next thing is the introduction and consideration of resolutions, and we have two. Michelle, can you explain these a little to us, or would it exactly what you explained it to me? Maybe it's better coming from you. It'd be basically having to do with our cash basis.
It has to do with our cash basis on the audit. It kind of waives the gap requirements, and so the audit's done off the cash basis, from what I'm understanding. Do you know if I'm correct on that, Mr. Henderson?
Yeah, that's GAAP being generally accepted accounting principles. Typically in accounting, modern accounting, that things are done on an accrual basis. So if there's a charge that you have once a year, 1/12 of it is assigned in January, 1/12 in February, and so on. We're on a cash basis model, so we would take the whole expense in whatever month we pay it, and so we don't. Not as much planning, but it's required by statute that we go through, that we use cash basis accounting, and has been since the 1930s because of the Depression and problems that counties have gotten into with borrowing. So
many municipalities are on general accepted accounting practices. Most counties in Kansas are on the cash basis. So we really kind of follow what the rest of the state does. I'm sure there's some that use the accrual basis, but most of them do.
The ones that use the accrual that I know of do it both ways. They keep a set of cash books and a set of accrual books.
There are two there, Eric, for the 17 year and for the 2018 year.
Can they be approved at the same time, or do they need a separate vote?
I think they can be. We had also, Michelle and I had also talked about just doing this as part of the organizational meeting every year and including it in that. I wanted to ask a question on the county councilors listserv about it, and I haven't had a chance to do that today. But that first one, the 17 one, should definitely be considered by you. The 18 one, I think maybe could wait a little longer if you want to see if we can do it either as part of the.
So the organizational meeting will be doing for 2019, isn't it?
Well, no, I think you look back and there's one of the things that's in there is that whether or not there were any bonds or resolutions or financial statements that required that you use generally accepted accounting principles for the previous year. So
this is kind of in arrears. It's what's happened in the past year.
that's the way I read it, yeah.
So I make a motion to approve Resolution 2018-1444, declaring that we use cash basis accounting for the 2017 fiscal year.
I'll second that. Is there any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Pass 3-0.
And then if the 18 is appropriate for our beginning meeting, then that's what you do. Or do you want to just do them both now?
It doesn't make me any difference.
No.
If you have a preference, I'm doing both now.
So I make a motion to Resolution 2018-1445 for the 2018 year ending December 31st, that it be known that we're using cash basis accounting.
I second that, Mr. Chairman.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Pass 3-0. Have we signed the bills yet?
You look through all of them.
Yes, I took this one Yeah, I was going to take it down to talk with Jamie about it, but
Do we
I was going to do it after the meeting, but
Oh,
you want me to
okay.
do it now?
Or it's whatever you want to do. Well, are we gonna?
It'd be okay to do it after the meeting.
what's that?
You should do it after the meeting.
After.
After the meeting.
Right, that's what I thought.
Okay, is there anything else? That
Look
we
at
missed?
all your notes. You got everything there.
Look through everything. Seems like there's a lot of bits and pieces today. Go back and look real quick. That should be it.
Did we have to make a motion in open session about Seth getting bids on 3 things that he had budgeted?
Well, he's going to bring it back to us, I think. Isn't that right?
It's the way I took it.
I don't think we're ready to make a motion, but I think we will.
Yeah, I think that's right. He'll have to come forward when he gets the ball rolling. So,
Well, not much is going to happen the rest of the week around the county of Atchison.
yeah. I'm afraid that's right. And with that, I hear a motion to adjourn at 1:46.
That's not moving, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? We are adjourned. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Did everyone have a chance to read the minutes from last week?
Yes.
Do I hear any additions or corrections?
With the revised ones, I approve. I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes from last week. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passed 3-0. Commissioner comments and committee reports. Jack, do you have anything?
I had a call or an email Wednesday, and we had our project concern Thursday. The meals that we're delivering, Meals on Wheels, has increased. The meals to these 2 centers have increased, and our bus service has increased. So that was all good news.
You mean numbers of meals served?
Okay. Number of meals served, all of them increased. We have roof problems at Effingham. They're going to apply for a grant. The trouble with that is we won't know for 6 or 7 months if we're approved. And we have the winter snows, and we have the spring rains, and now when it rains, it's starting to drip through. And you cannot do a project and apply for a grant. The grant has to be, you got to apply before you do the work. So we don't know where we're at. But other than that, everything was good.
I've attended a meeting that was sponsored by Farm Bureau, Shawnee County Farm Bureau, featuring Roger Ham from Kansas Department of Revenue. It was on ag land taxation. I thought it was very good, and we discussed it. I'm going to try to get him to speak in Atchison County here in December. It's very informative of how the taxes on ag land are projected or developed, and there's so many moving parts. It's very hard for an individual like me to describe it to people. So I think when I get those final details ironed out, we will have it posted on the county website, probably Facebook, and I will ask the Farm Bureau if they would be willing to kind of partner so they could get some of their members, inform members through their organization also. So hopefully that'll be details in the next week or so. New business before the board. The first thing that we have is Atchison Sports Activities and Fitness, ASAF, maintenance request documents for 2019, which is just the standard format. Now, was there a contract inside?
Mm-hmm.
This is just the standard agreement we have year to year with, it'll be both with ASAF and USD District 377. Anybody want to read it or? Okay. Do I hear a motion to accept the contract with ASAF?
I so moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Pass 3-0. And it only needs one signature. And secondly, we have the same agreement for USD District 377 at Effingham. Do I hear a motion to accept?
I so moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Pass 3-0. Okay, we had the EMS monthly response reports
We got
for
some
October.
good business, Mr. Chairman. We got to sign off on the King assessment when we here. We can make sure that we.
Yes, well, I'm still on new business, or isn't it?
Okay.
Is that?
I don't know that it's on the actual agenda because it was something you guys discussed this morning.
Okay, if you will just progress to the King Construction. We have change order, change in plans for construction from King Construction on contract CF&S number 18-1105, and it actually came in under budget. So the total savings decrease will be $23,655. So do I hear a motion to accept the change order?
I so moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Pass 3-0.
County Council said that we need to send a thank you to the engineers. The way I look at it, the engineers looked at it and basically overdid it. And then King said we can do it for less, or am I looking
Well,
at
it was a
wrong?
different engineer. Well, no, that's true. That's true. It was.
So we need to send a thank you to King.
Well, to both of them. Yeah. Well, this is also the project we had the engineer doing the inspection services for us, and I'm not prepared to say that it wouldn't have happened without them being there, but they were there and it did happen. So that's a good thing. So yeah, maybe just a note to each of them would be a good thing.
Is that something that you can do, or you want Pat to do?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Also, HR director brought in a check to the county through our Carrot insurance, and it was a rebate of $11,359. So there's no action that needs to be taken on there. I just want to note that. Okay, there was, go on to the EMS monthly response reports. Did everyone have a chance to look at those?
I did.
I have one other item, Mr. Chairman, on new business. When we went to Project Concern, Charlie Purdue brought up that could Project Concern go through Mark to have write grants? And I said, I don't know, but I would bring it up.
Oh, I mean, it's a city, county item, so I would say the answer would be yes.
I don't see why they would be excluded from any. I mean, they're
Because
part of county. So.
That was one thing when I went to that meeting. They emphasized how good a grant writing system they have, and so I guess I can tell Stephanie to get a hold of who would she get a hold of? Becky Berger or
Well, she could go right
herself or
Roger.
Roger Denton.
Yeah. I mean, he could put her in touch with whoever
She need to get a hold of. Okay.
Any other new business?
That's all I had.
Okay. The reports came in from the monthly EMS report. Does anybody have any questions or observations?
Looks like the times are pretty much the same. Some a little bit better, some maybe not quite as good, but relatively close.
I think everything that I've seen looks like it's on par. Very good.
About the EMS, I noticed that Mr. Hawk has done some dirt work there to build another building. I wonder if that's going to change the water any and throw more water on to our property. Have to go around the building. Their building is up pretty good.
Oh, the next door property to our EMS facility.
Yes. I'm gonna say they raised it 3 foot at least.
Yeah, I was out there yesterday. At least 3 feet.
Where was it raised? Back on
To the
where the
west.
creek is, or
Pretty much there, yeah. Pretty much up to our line and over on.
Is that building in the city limits?
yes,
So they'd have to get the proper drainage approval.
yes, and that I don't know if that would impact the stream that's back there. The chief engineer the Department of Ag. I don't know if it would be, but if it's part of the stream, I guess you have to look at the floodplain.
Okay. With that, move on. Any other new business? What about the LOI? Should we take care of it at this time? Or?
You sure can.
Okay. We received a LOI from Recover Care on the sale of the nursing home, and I think it's time to act or not act on it. So, is there anything further we should know about the LOI?
Well, it's just by signing it, you're agreeing to negotiate. You're agreeing not to offer the product for sale, the facility for sale to any other person or entity for a period of time, and enter into negotiations for the sale of the facility and all the issues related to that.
Okay, I guess, is there a motion to sign the LOI? Atchison with Recover Care. Motion die for
Never much brought up.
no motion. So
Guys, lack of motion.
lack of motion is
Now, will you inform the town clerk?
I will definitely communicate with them. We have an executive session scheduled for later, I think, on an attorney-client matter. Maybe we ought to extend that by 10 minutes. We could discuss 2 matters.
okay. County councilor updates.
I don't have anything to report.
Okay, then we're at the executive session. We do well. Can we extend one executive session to do with more than one topic, or does it have to come out and go back in?
If you're attorney-client privilege, you can talk about several issues as long as they're attorney-client matters. You cannot go in and talk for a few minutes about personnel and then have an attorney-client and then go back to personnel or something like that without coming back out.
Okay, so how long for the total?
20 minutes.
Okay, I'll move that the Board of County Commissioners recess into executive session at 1:15 for consultation with an attorney for the public body, which will be deemed privileged in the attorney-client relationship as allowed by K.S.A. 75-4319B2, and that the purpose of the closed session is to protect confidentiality of the discussion, and that the board come out of the executive session at 1:35 p.m. in the commission room, first floor courthouse. Those present will be the 3 commissioners, Pat Henderson, and was Jamie going to be present for the first part? Or
That's up to you. It's not necessary, but it wouldn't hurt anything. So
I don't know what the other commissioners.
It's not necessary, let's do it.
yeah, I would say it's not necessary. I can talk with her after if we need to.
Okay, just the 3 commissioners and County Councilor Pat Henderson. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it, Mr. Chairman.
It's been moved and seconded that we go into executive session. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Passed 3-0.